Hello, my name is Brianna Groneman, and I am here to give you a presentation on the effects of spending more time in nature. Now, to start off, I would like to ask you the following series of rhetorical questions. First off, do you have stress in your home, in your life, or at work? Do you feel anxious? Do you have pain issues, or feel depressed? Chances are that all of us have at least one of these issues. But what if I told you that there was something that could help with all of these issues, that was completely free, and didn't require you to go see a doctor to get some relief? Research has been done that suggests that by spending a little time in nature, it can help to get us in a positive state of mind, to help greatly reduce our stress, and to reduce our perception of pain. In this presentation, we will explore the results of studies conducted in healthcare settings and in nature itself, of the effects of nature in relation to these and more issues. The first point we will talk about is how nature helps to put you in a positive state of mind. Now, take a look at these pictures. One is of New York City, taken from www.history.com. The second one is of an office, taken from arowannaindia.com. Now, consider how they make you feel. Do they make you feel anxious, sad, angry, or maybe even a little overwhelmed? Now, explore how these pictures make you feel. Do they make you feel happy, relaxed, awe, or wonder? In a study done by Logan and Selhub in 2015, being in nature, even viewing pictures of natural landscapes such as these, is associated with increased levels of serotonin. In the same study conducted by Logan and Selhub, they conducted an MRI study on patients viewing both natural landscapes and urban scenes. For those viewing the natural landscapes, the MRI showed the areas of the brain containing opioid receptors lighting up. Now, drugs that act on these same receptors are drugs such as morphine and Dilaudid. People often get addicted to these drugs because of the positive effects that they have, the most common and well-known one being that of pain relief. But for those viewing the urban scenes, their MRI results showed more activity in the amygdala, the area of the brain associated with stress and fear. Now, being so the majority of us spend the most of our time in these urban settings, what can we do, and how can we just decrease our stress with nature? This is what we will talk about in our second point of this presentation, that just spending more time in nature decreases stress. I'd like each of you to think about a time when you are exercising indoors, whether it be in a gym or on the treadmill. Now, think of a time when you went on a walk outdoors or took a hike. Which one made you feel more rejuvenated at the end of your exercise? In a study conducted by Park and Sunetsugu in 2010, they had groups of people walk in both urban settings and in the forest. When they went on walks in the forest, those subjects showed physiologically a lower pulse rate, blood pressure, and salivary cortisol levels, also known as the stress hormone. They also stated that they felt less tension, anger, and fatigue, while also feeling more invigorated. This is how being in nature decreases our stress. The third point is that nature scenes may help with pain control. Have you ever been in a hospital or had surgery and wished that you had better pain control? In a study conducted by Ulrich in 1984, surgical patients with windows facing a natural scene had shorter post-operative hospital stays, received fewer negative evaluative comments in nurses' notes, and took fewer potent analgesics than other patients in similar rooms with windows facing a brick building wall. One of the most stressful situations that we can find ourselves in would be to be a patient on a ventilator in the intensive care unit of a hospital. There are many stressors, including pain, restricted movement, inability to communicate, a lack of privacy, but also social social isolation, and a noisy environment, including frequent alarms, which limits the rest and sleep that you can get. In 2013, a study was conducted on these patients by Sedeman and Reget. In the study, the patients listened to recordings of nature-based sounds for an hour and a half. As you can see from my visual aid taken from the International Journal of Nursing Studies, you can see that patients who listened to these nature-based sounds showed a significant decrease after even just a half hour in their respiratory rate, their stress levels, their agitation, their blood pressures, and they reported feeling less anxious and less pain. Now, if viewing and listening to nature can have these effects in people in these dire circumstances, imagine what it can do for you. So, as we have seen in discussing these points, research has proven there are significant benefits to people in multiple settings spending time in nature. It can help you to have a positive state of mind, to decrease your stress, and to decrease your pain. In conclusion, for many hundreds of thousands of years, humanity has had a deep and fundamental connection with nature. But in recent years, there has been a shift away from spending time in this healing environment, and it has taken its toll on our physical and mental health. I would encourage you, if you or if someone you love has these issues, to consider spending more time in nature and to enjoy the natural beauty that Earth has to offer. Now, are there any questions?
Yes. You mentioned that being in nature increases your serotonin levels. What's the effect, or what's the importance of having those increased serotonin levels?
Serotonin has many different functions, including acting as a mood stabilizer and affecting our sleep, appetite, and memory. Decreased levels of serotonin can lead to depression, which is the reason why there are several antidepressant drugs that serve the purpose to increase our serotonin levels. Drugs like Prozac, Zoloft, and Celexa that are SSRIs. Any other questions?
Yes. How long do you have to be in nature for these effects to start happening?
Well, there are many different timetables used by the different studies, but as you can see in this, taken from the International Journal of Studies, patients who were not, these are results taken from patients who were not listening to nature-based sounds versus who were. And those who were started showing significant decreases after just a half hour. In the study conducted where they were taking walks in forests and versus urban settings, they showed significant decreases of stress after just 20 minutes.
Okay.
Questions?
Yeah, you've explained all the effects that nature has on us. I'm curious about the reasons. What's the reason it has this kind of effect on us?
No one can definitively give a reason as to why nature has these effects on us, but many scientists have theorized that it is because, as a race, we have spent much of our 5 million years of existence in a natural environment. And because of that, we are physiologically more suited for a natural environment. Thank you for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation.
Woohoo!